This Toronto family is looking forward to a relaxing summer after a difficult school year for 9-year-old Sam. His grade 3 teacher noticed he was having learning challenges, a problem that would have been discovered, says his mom Simone, had a teacher been able to test what he learned earlier in the pandemic.
100% they would have. They definitely would have made grade 3 a lot smoother. I feel like we're doing a lot of catch up this year, not just in classroom, but also at home.
That's not the only issue stemming from the lack of testing during much of the last 2 years. Many students say they feel out of practice when it comes to writing tests and exams. The pandemic also forced many provinces to cancel standardized testing, the exams that measure student performance against expectations, and that has some worried.
What we're missing when we don't have a system-wide picture of what students are learning, what they can do, what they know, is it puts us in a position where we can't assess the gravity of the problem created for kids learning by the pandemic and the policy responses to it.
But some say the pandemic has provided an opportunity to rethink standardized testing. This high school student says Ontario's recently resumed provincial assessments were unfair on students.
If there's a time to really reconsider implementing it and pushing it on students after all they've been through, this would definitely be it.
Simone Fried says tests are key to keeping tabs on student progress.
I do believe that the concept of having an assessment, concepts of having tests, still need to stand no matter what. Because that helps you understand, are we progressing to our goal? And from an education perspective, the goal is going to be going through a curriculum, attaining certain skills, and making sure that the skills have a certain competency.
Okay, so Deanna, is there a sense of what standardized testing will reveal about where students are at now?
Well, Andrew, one place that never stopped doing them throughout the pandemic is Alberta. They do these early reading and writing assessments for grades 1 through 3. And when they ran them in the last school year, they found that kids were 8 to 12 months behind where they should be in these core competencies. When they ran it again in this school year, kids were even further behind, and it affected the older grades as well. And closer to home here in the Toronto District School Board, they just ran a brief literacy assessment of, again, the earliest of grades, and they found that kids are just a little bit behind, haven't fallen behind quite as much, but there was a deep disparity between kids in low-income neighborhoods and those in the wealthier neighborhoods.
Right. Okay, Deanna, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.